everyone, this is Kyla Moridiatos, a student from North Shatin campus, taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, third year. And today, I will be differentiating the three key terms and concepts in managing and implementing standard-based grammar teaching. Grammar and grammaring, the error corrections and feedbacking, and the spoken and written grammar. So, let's go! The teaching and learning of grammar has always been one of the most hotly debated topics in the field of language education. The controversy over what exactly grammar is led to the development of different models that attempted to account for grammar differently. Grammar was considered a method of language teaching and learning within the so-called grammar translation approach. Within this approach, which draws from philology, grammar was viewed as the core of language. However, within the shift from philology to linguistics, the notion of grammar has changed accordingly. With the eruption of modern linguistics, grammar began to be described as a system of structures in addition to vocabulary and pronunciation. With the shift from structuralism to transformational generative grammar, the notion of grammar has been redefined as the system of rules that every native speaker of a language has acquired. It is in the sense that grammar has moved from being a set of mechanical structures to being psychological, or rather cognitive constructs. What reinforces this last premise is the fact that grammar has come to be described as a competence. A more recent view considers grammar as a skill. According to Larson Freeman 2001, grammar is to be seen as a skill, not as a competence. That is, when we speak or write, we are always involved in doing grammar, whether consciously or unconsciously. Hence, this process of doing grammar is termed grammaring. So what is grammaring? Various authors have attempted to define the term grammaring differently. Larson Freeman says, grammaring can be seen as a fifth skill. Her definition of the word is as follows. It is the ability to use grammar structures accurately, meaningfully, and appropriately. Although it was Larson Freeman who first used the term in her book, From Grammar to Grammaring, this term has gained several definitions in its subsequent use. According to Richards and Smith 2002, grammaring is sometimes used to refer to the process by which language learners use grammar to create messages through grammaticalizing or adding grammar to a sequence of words to create finer meaning distinctions. The linguist Diane Larson Freeman proposed grammaring as an important process in second language acquisition. Grammaring emphasizes grammar as a dynamic process rather than a system of rules. So now let us move on to error correction and feedbacking. So mistakes usually refer to slips students commit which they can correct themselves once pointed out to them. But when it comes to errors, these are the mistakes which the students cannot correct themselves and therefore need an explanation. Error correction is focused more on negative student production and aims to help the student repair such error in the future. While when teachers respond to errors, it should be viewed as teachers giving feedback. So feedback is any advice or reaction that response to communication has produced. It helps students to reshape their knowledge than telling them outrightly they are wrong. The teacher's reaction towards errors students have committed is very important. And lastly, let us now differentiate spoken versus written grammar. The difference between spoken and written grammar, it's like an argument, formal and informal grammar, although there are disputes that prove that spoken grammar doesn't really seem to exist technically because it is essentially the same as the written grammar. The spoken grammar has a distinct approach from the one used in written grammar. The distinction is perpetually due to the fact that we don't speak the way we write, and we certainly don't write the way we speak. So, spoken grammar often includes contractions such as I'll, don't, or can't, which are strictly speaking not appropriate in written grammar, as well as the inclusion of slang words or colloquialisms. Spoken grammar also includes breaking of strict written grammar rules such as beginning sentences with prepositions. Conversely, there is grammatical syntax that exists almost exclusively in written grammar that is not used in spoken grammar, such as the existence of the perfect past tense. Spoken grammar is also more dynamic and immediate, therefore often including many grammatical errors that are unacceptable in written grammar. This is as a productive of rapid speech and thought development. Spoken grammar is often more communicative as it presents ideas at a lower level of engagement, making it more accessible in a way and therefore communicative. It also is capable of more effectively conveying a tone, furthering the assessment of spoken grammar as communicative. While written grammar is more planned and precise, therefore allowing fewer margins for error and engaging with a more sophisticated vocabulary and format of idea presentation. So that's all for my discussion. Thank you for watching and listening. Stay safe, everyone!